Hello, welcome one and all to Codeweaver Plays Games. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to switch really quickly on over into the stream. Already checked my audio, seems to be functioning. Here we go. Am I there? I'm there. Hey, how you doing? Let me see. Do I like the position of the camera? No, I don't. I'm going to adjust it slightly, because that's a thing, and I'm also going to pop all the way over to my door and just close that because it's kind of distracting. All right, onward. We're going to play a little Cosmoteer. So, this game is about building starships and going through buying and selling resources and battling pirates, and it's sort of somewhere between I don't know, a starship construction thing and FTL, if you know what that game is, Fast and Light, lovely game. There's lots of micromanaging things you can do if you want. I haven't really gotten into a lot of that. I'm very early on in the game, but I am not doing this completely blind. And I have already done sort of a startup to the game. Like I played a little bit on my own to get started because I have discovered that if you end up killing off a lot of your crew through risky stuff, people get more and more expensive to get on board your ships. So it behooves you to not lose your crew. Not even a little bit. And I still don't like how that's placed. And I'm going to close my closet as well, because that's also distracting. Boy, I'm having a great start up to this, aren't I? So I have started this once and played a little bit through it, and then I started it again. And got through sort of I was being very conservative in my play. I got my ship built. I got my ship upgraded and built to the point that it is at least combat worthy, if not still a little bit risky, by doing just resource gathering. So I did the grind sort of offline, and now I'm going to show you a mix of play, which I think is easier to do here while still progressing my game in a way that doesn't just end the game really quickly. I don't even remember what settings I have on the gameplay. I think it's pretty much a default play, but let's start from here. So let's go through. I won't go through a lot of the tutorial stuff, obviously. Lots of people have done this on stream. I want to show you where I'm currently standing at. So here's the galaxy. I haven't done very much at all in this playthrough. I have gone and taken on a small slew of beginner pirate quests just to test out my ship. So I'm kind of on the last legs of sort of the very beginner piratey stuff on here. I've got one more to do, so I can show you what that looks like. And this is not the default ship I started with. In fact, not only have I upgraded this through nothing more than resource grinding and a little bit of piracy, anti-piracy to be fair. I've also managed to capture 2 ships, and I'll probably illustrate that happening through the course of this play too. So I've got a small fleet, and this only occurred, I was able to get to this point after only about, I would say, 3 hours of gameplay. So if you kind of know what you're doing in the opening game, you can get yourself up to this level relatively quickly. I've got myself with a small array of cannons, I've got myself a point defense system for missiles, and I've got the front of my ship well armored here. This is actually the front. So I've basically got a wall of doom here. This is my primary ship that carries resources and will pack the big guns ultimately. And these guys are sort of my support crew. I've got, I think, about as many people as I can on board. No, I do not. I only have 18 out of 24. And do I have enough money to buy more people? Because I would like to fully pack my crew. The reason why you want to fully pack your ship with crew is because every station on the ship requires manning in some sense. Even getting power to weaponry and thrusters requires manual delivery of power cells from the power generation unit. So there's a lot of shuttling of resources around the ship. Now, a lot of that's handled automatically. You can micromanage. I haven't gotten into that level of gameplay yet, and I probably won't for the duration of this stream. I'm letting a lot of the systems be their default automated play, just so you can see what that feels like. And when I learn how to do the more elaborate stuff, then we'll get to that. So let's get more people on board. We're going to hail a nearby station. So here we've got quests that we can do, and we'll be doing a bunch of these in this stream. We've got people that we can hire. I remember why I was reluctant to get on any more people. It's because, first of all, I don't have the fame in order to get interest by people. And the more people you get, the more the interest requirements go up. And so if you kill off a lot of people, then the only people you can buy are those that require a high fame in order to get on board. And this is interesting. This means that amongst all of the resources you have to juggle in this game, the one that is most problematic are people. Because you can't get you can't get low fame requiring people later on in the game, at least not in this initial system, which is the only system I've been in. The cost or the entry requirements keep ramping up. The costs do as well, although I think the costs go down as your fame drastically exceeds their entry requirements because they really want to get on board to help you out with your quests. But the money isn't really the big thing for me. That's the limiting factor. I don't want to kill off people because I want these increasingly growing numbers here to remain low as long as possible. Because I will lose people, but I don't want to lose so many people that it becomes impossible to get more people. So that's going to be the sort of limiting thing here. Do I want to get these people on board? Well, you know what? Why not? Because I'm going to get them on board anyway, and the money isn't the point. Right? I've got a decent amount of money. I don't have a huge amount of money. So I'm going to actually hire these two. Let's just get them on board. Because the more people you have on board, the faster you can keep your weapons charged, the faster you can do gathering of resources outside the ship, the faster everything happens because everything requires manpower. Right, let's just get on with this. Let's go and do a little pirate hunting because that's a quest we currently have ongoing, and I'll do a little other resource gathering as we go. So we're gonna just enable. We're at 8 times speed because. Make sure everybody's on board. I think I had one person coming on board from the station. Let's just double check that, shall we? Let's go into our primary ship. Nobody is marked as needing to return. You don't want to leave people behind because you can, and then they die in the vacuum of space, and that loses you people, and that's bad. Turns out space is hard. So let's go to the edge of this. And while we're traveling, we're going to set up ourselves in formation. So that's a thing. I really enjoy this game. It's a lot of fun. Do we have desktop audio? Are we getting desktop audio through? Okay, hang on a second. Let me just double check. All right. I think that the desktop audio was a little bit low. So I think you should now be getting more game audio. Let me just double check that. Yep, I think that's coming through all right. So there's some really lovely background music, and I don't want it to overpower the game, but it is actually remarkably soothing. All right, so let's. So when you go into red alert, you automatically drop down in your speed, but that's actually good for us. This is our range of detectability of short range targeting. So we can't do anything really to this ship that would detect it at long range until they are actually within our visibility region. So what I've gone and done is I've selected them and I've targeted for tracking. So you can go to different locations in the world just by right-clicking, but you can specifically target items to track by just right-clicking on them, so a different mode of tracking. Now they're approaching. There are various icons you can click on to refocus the camera. They've done this very well once you get used to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I'm going to right-click and drag on this, and I'm going to say I want to be within a certain range of them. So I'm clicking and dragging, and this says approach and then maintain this distance. And these, I believe, are the firing arcs of some of the weapons of the set of ships that I have. And if I go to here, I'll be able to hit with some of them, I think. With this, I'll be able to get the rest of them. But I'm going to come in and start firing at least some of my weapons at this range. And so this is where I'm going to end up, but this is actually going to be ship relative. So if it backs off, I'll follow, and if they advance, I'll try to back up and maintain distance. Now I don't have really strong reverse thrust, so... Alright, so here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select my primary ship. Actually, I'm going to select all of my ships. And I'm going to target a specific system, which may only be possible... It should actually be highlighting it. It's not, and that the mode of the targeting is not completely solid with me. There we go. I can select one ship to specifically target with because I think it's the only one in range. Now you can just let them fire. You can play this in an easier mode where you just get your ships firing by just approaching them. You don't bother standing off from them, and they just fire automatically, and then you just overwhelm them with firepower. But I am trying to be really diligent about people, so I'm going to specifically target weapons first that could do damage to my ship. The rules for damaging my ship are the same as theirs. Bullets that hit the ship start eating away at the infrastructure, and if they hit any critical systems, that's kind of it. Now these two have to get closer. I'm going to actually have them flying independently. So this arc, that line, the lower straight line there is aligned to, I think, my primary ship is the intent there. Or no, it's actually the forward-facing vector of the other ship, but it happens to be pointing towards me. So this is a ship relative arc to try to get into. I'm going to get that close on this side. This one, I'm going to get this close on this side. And I may bring them in behind because the back of this ship is quite often not shielded or not as well armored. And let's let this run forward slowly. And I'm going to run super slowly so that I can point out various facets of the combat. So here we go. I'm starting to fire because I got into range. These bullets are trying to target the front of the ship, and they're not going to be perfectly hitting, but that's okay. They're zeroing in, they're trying their best, and I am going to be getting hit here. Here we go, let's check my ship being hit. Out. Yeah, so we're starting to damage that. They're targeting my weapons just like I'm targeting theirs. So I'm going to let these two actually, I'm going to reposition them. I want you to get, I'm going to have you go out and past, and oops. So holding down shift does multi-select, just like you would expect. Does what it says on the tin. So I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to get here relative to this ship, so I come in from behind. I'm going to go here, and then come in from behind. They're probably going to be focused on me, the primary ship, so that's actually a good thing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to be focusing on continuing to focus. Okay, let's try to get them all focused on here. Because I want that big gun done. Now let's quickly check my ship. Now I'll run this at a much faster speed later on. But I want to show what's actually going on with the ships. Now so far we haven't really damaged anything. Like I'll literally be running some of these combats at least one speed. Now I'm starting to burrow into the infrastructure of this with my damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the guns first. Actually, let's just actually, I actually want to get you, I'm going to have you cut straight across and actually come in from the back here. And I'm going to do the same thing with you. I'm going to have you come straight in and come into the back because I want to specifically target the cockpit. Come on, take out that gun. I don't want it firing at me. There we go. Okay. So that having been done, let's take out the other gun with my primary ship. You can see it's starting to slough off debris. While you're coming around in your arc, let's have you specifically target the cockpit. Okay. I need you to, actually, I'm going to have you cut across because we're actually falling behind here. Yeah, I'm going to destroy this before I can capture it. So targeting the cockpit is not necessarily going to help me here. It's a good way to take a ship, but... Oh, nope, still haven't taken this guy out. There we go. Now we're going to target the cockpit. Targeting the cockpit is probably a good measure to take anyway, as a... Okay, so here's... Sorry, I got several things going on in my mind. Taking on the cockpit is a good thing to shut down the ship anyway, because without a cockpit, they have no command structure on board the ship. And even if it has other things going on the ship, the ship is basically done. Which is why you kind of want your cockpit preserved. The cockpit and the... Oh, ow! Okay, I gotta watch out from hitting myself. That's bad. And actually kind of expected. That was kind of dumb of me. Now, while they're taking out the ship, I'm going to quickly... I've got 6 out of 6 people on this ship. So I haven't lost anybody. 4 out of 6... Oh, 4 out of 4 on this ship, so I haven't lost anybody there. And I'm almost certain I haven't lost anybody on my primary ship. Now, I've taken out... Because I'm trying to preserve people, if you recall. So at 1/8 speed, I've actually taken out this ship. It's now a derelict. Can I board it? Can I take over the ship? Probably not, but we can try. So find the one that is not my ship. Try to do a transfer. Ooh, I can. Now, do I want to repair this ship? Actually, no. This ship was kind of weak. So actually, I am going to... I can't cancel that now. That's kind of rude. Alright, so let's just up the speed here. Let's get everybody closer. Now, I could salvage a ship. As long as it has a docking airlock, as long as it's an airlock, I can get on board and then I can repair it. Was it a particularly good ship? No, and I'd rather have the resources. So let's just abandon this ship. Yes, we're going to abandon the ship. Now let's make sure we didn't lose any of our people. Because I'm pretty sure that should be 18 out of 24. Yeah, they're coming back on board, so that's fine. Let's just start salvaging. Okay, so with my primary ship, one of the things I upgraded was... Come on. One of the things that I upgraded was having a mining laser. It's at the back of my ship, so I'm going to reposition myself. I can do that, by the way, by clicking and dragging away, which allows me to orient my ship any way I happen to manually want to do it. You can also do manual flying of the ships if that's more your bailiwick. They provided manual control. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into mining mode and salvage all of these resources. And again, people from all of the ships coming out to help, transport stuff. I've now sort of salvaged everything from that, and that's the end of that quest. Okay. Now, I want to head back to Egoa Pipo Station. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a long route, and the reason for this is because there's hidden stuff all over this map. And a lot of it is around the edges here. So I'm going to take a slightly circuitous route just to see if I can expose some of it. You can actually see some of these unknown signals here, but I will encounter more as I... There we go. Here's one. What's here? Is there anything interesting here? This is a ship graveyard. Interesting. So there's going to be resources here I could theoretically mine. What are you? Okay. I honestly don't know. Doesn't allow me to select it. I do have damage to some of my ships. Let's fix that. Repair everything. Pretty sure neither of these... Oh, this one did actually sustain a little bit of damage. Oh, right, because I actually did a self-own and hurt myself. That was not brilliant of me. Didn't lose any people, though, which was the critical thing. How about you? No, you're fine. I don't know what that is. Can I mine it? Oh, my stars, I can. Check that action out. Okay. That's probably good quality material, too. Okay, so let's get my main ship oriented butt first towards it so that I've got my mining laser active. And let's just, let's go to town. See how much of this we can get on board. What is this stuff? It's actually just raw steel. Steel is good. Steel helps you build ships. And in fact, explicitly, it helps me build my own ship. So while I'm sitting here, actually, I can consider the possibility of upgrading my ships. You get to see a lot of stuff sort of right out of the gate here. So here's my very, very packed ship. You can see I've got armor protecting the critical systems. I have my lasers up here. The reason I have this complicated hallway is because it's very hard for a specific line of attack to burrow through the ship without encountering at least 2 armor blocks. If I have straight corridors everywhere, they can punch through the hull and they get straight into the interior, so I'm trying to make it difficult for laser shots and pellet shots to penetrate deep into my ship without encountering a lot of resistance. Okay, so things I can fix. Well, one, here's the thing I can fix right away. That should be armored. Now, the second thing is, how do I want to expand this? I'm effectively going to need more storage, and I now have a lot of steel, and steel's the primary thing that's going to make this costly to expand. I'm not necessarily going to be upgrading my weaponry just yet. This should be able to do for a while. I'm eventually going to want to put a shield structure in here. But I need to generate some capital to get some blueprints to build some of that, which I do not yet have. So, how do I want to do this? Let's expand these into a 4x4 block. And to do that, I'm going to want to, thank you for auto-saving. I want to select all of this. And I'm actually literally going to move the entire thing up. Except, we're going to cancel that and hit the undo button, power to the undo. I'm going to go into blueprint mode. The difference between blueprint mode and regular edit mode is done on the fly with changes occurring as you go. Whereas blueprint, and when you do that mode, you can't put stuff in places that makes an error in the construction of the ship. And there's a lot of rules, like it has to be connected. You can't, I guess, cut off parts of the ship. There's a bunch of you can't place certain pieces in the danger areas of other pieces. There's a lot of reasons where it could fail. But in blueprint mode, you can make any edits you like, and they get applied as a batch if you commit them. But you also don't have to obey the rules temporarily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up to here. I'm going to need an extra 2 squares to fit in the bigger storage. Right. Okay. But now you see there's an error, and I could not do this in the non-blueprint editing mode. Now, most of the structural changes I'm going to be doing involve changes that are mostly steel-based, which is why I'm considering doing this here. So I need this to be close to these, because you can have only a maximal distance between crew quarters and power and the places they're willing to service. So the engineers have to have engineering quarters near the engineering areas, which is kind of a cool limitation. It makes you think about stuff like this. So let's see what we can do here. We're going to move these. Oops. Okay, I got to go into hand select mode. Move this up to here. This up to, I gotta leave a gap. Huh. I am gonna restructure this a little bit. So, doorways matter. and you can't cut things off. This has effectively cut off access to these corridors. So I'm going to do a little bit of jiggery pokery here. I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do this. No. Sorry, armor. Where's my armor? This. This. Corridors up here, and that restores connectivity as long as I put corridors in on this side. So let's do that. Oh, except this isn't moved up high enough. I'm going to need an extra square, so we're going to grab the whole thing again. There. Okay. Okay. We have to reconnect the corridors here. And I do have empty space here. This is all void, but I don't... Voids aren't a problem. In fact, I often, when I go to expand the ship, if I can't get all the resources I want at once, but I have a layout I want, I will build the outer rim of the ship and keep everything connected, but I won't fill in the interior because of resource limitations until after I'm ready. In fact, what I'll often do is build my future ship, and then once I get the layout right, I will delete the expensive bits and re-add them later as I get resources. It helps me plan out the ship without committing to anything right up front. But let's continue this onward. I'm gonna want more storage here. I'm gonna leave this area void because, first of all, having connectivity across helps. And also because I may want more power systems down the middle here eventually. This still provides connectivity to this. I need more... Oops, I need more armor. That's good. Eventually I'm going to have a very powerful cannon coming straight up through here. But I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to focus on steel-based changes. So let's check the doorways. I have no way into here, and so I'm going to need... that, but because the symmetry bothers me, I'm going to add an extra door there. So I can get into all parts of the ship now. Plus I have a large amount of storage. I've added not quite, I've added about 35% more storage, just to pick a number out of a hat. Because I already had these. This nearly doubles what I had here, but I also had these beforehand. These will probably become power at some point. Because if you have a limitation on power, you can only draw out so much power and restore the systems in your ship. I'm also going to need another command deck at some point, because the number of command decks that you have corresponds to the number of command points you need to run everything. Alright, so let's check out the other factors at hand here. I made my ship heavier, but not by enough that I think that I actually necessarily need bigger thrusters. I'll just move a little bit more slowly, and for the moment that's okay. This... I'd like to keep centered. So, and I can't keep it centered. And so, do I care that much? I would have to route around this guy, but let's move that up to here. So let's delete this. Can't have stuff in the firing and thruster region of rockets. Let's fill this up with armor, but I still need to... Oops, that did not work. There we go. I still need a way to get access to this, because otherwise it can't be serviced for repairs and the like. So there we go. I think not only is that consistent, but I can make it so that commits the blueprint. I'm not editing step by step on the fly. I'm editing everything as a batch, and it turns out that I have all the resources to commit to this. So let's do one more thing. There's actually also no errors, but let's run my cursor over a few key items. That has power. Oh, but the nearest power is too far away. See that? So this is a problem. This is indeed a problem because I can't, that's so far away that I'm not getting power to these guys. All right, so I could cut up through here, but then I'm exposing a potential direct vector to my power supply, and I want to try to protect this. How do I want to do this? I want to take this. I'm going to fill that in with actual armor. Come on. Then I'm going to cut up through this area instead. Then I'm going to provide extra doorways here, here, and here. And so let's double check. Now we have power and crew capacity, so that's good. That has nearest power, that has nearest power, nearest crew. These are fire extinguishers in case I catch on fire. It's an airlock hatch, that's fine. That has power, all of these have power. Yep, we're good, we're good. We have actually a self-consistent ship. Okay, one more thing. Let's go and see if we can add extra weaponry to this. No, I can't, because the next biggest laser I might want to apply, the heavy laser, I do not have the blueprints for. So that's the next thing we're going to start contemplating, is actually, okay, start remining this. Oh, okay, actually, hang on. We now do not have the capacity to grab some of these. So I'm going to leave this undestroyed. I'm going to be shuttling stuff back for a little bit because steel is super valuable. Do I want to make any other upgrades to my ship while I'm here? Let's actually take a look at the other ships. Okay, I've actually got this pretty well armored. Could make this peppier by adding more engines. I don't know if I have the resources to do this though. But let's give this a go. Okay, direct edit mode. Can we add another standard thruster? Yes. Okay. So it'll enable me to run away if I have to. Something about ships that you've captured, you don't get a full refund on some of the resources. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. I want to grab this and shove it forward a bit. And the reason why I want to do that is I think I have crippled my firing arc by placing it that far back. This all has to be corridors. Oops. Oh, no, we're all connected. Suppose like instead, okay. I wanted to keep it at this length because I wanted the armor to come and overhang these engines. Now I'm going to just add one more armor piece to here. And now my ship is largely encased. Let's make a few other minor adjustments. Let's move you. I'm going to go into blueprint mode for this. Oh, I'm already in blueprint mode. Never mind. I will take that. So we're going to move this. Is that really any better? Not really. No, it is not really any better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of armor here and here and here, just to add a little bit of sideways protection to firing without compromising the thrust. Well, except for the fact that I've just added mass to the ship. All right, make that so. Oh, take a look at this. Because of the engines, I'm using up a bunch of coils in order to have those engines. But that's okay. I have quite a few of those anyway. All right. Let's check this out. Whoops. Not what I wanted to do. You have no armor on you at all. So let's fix this oversight because I'm going to want to... not in blueprint mode. Let's do that. My ships end up being fairly blocky. I don't necessarily go into a lot of aesthetics on a lot of this. Take that for whatever it's worth. All of these are just steel editions. Let's... Nope. I want to keep these open just because I don't want to compromise the firing arc too much, and I don't know what controls that, but I'm willing to bet... I'm willing to bet having armor pieces in the way does kind of compromise that. Now, the problem with this is where my cockpit is. And that's a problem because if anybody punches through this armor, they can get to this. And it's right up front. And I kind of don't like that. So let's... There's nothing else I could put there, though, that would be better. So I'm going to have to upgrade the armor. This is going to come at a cost, too. So what we're going to do... It's going to come at a cost of design. So I'm going to take all of these. I'm going to move this up. At least one unit. I'm going to move this... Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to move this up by a couple of units. I'm going to place armor. See if I can do this. Let's do one. I'm actually going to move all of this up by a unit. I'll try to preserve the aesthetics of this just because why not, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up one more. I'm going to move this back. Actually, I didn't need to move this quite so far forward. I don't need to be quite this conservative. So there's that. And then more armor here. And then... This still has a pretty good firing arc, so that's fine. I lost my... Somehow I managed to lose my cockpit. Let's fix that. I'll also need corridors. But here's where that problem of... if they get through this weapon, they've got a clean shot through my ship. I think I can live with that in this case. Let's do that. Actually, let's move you into there. No, that's a bad idea. That's a fire extinguisher, but I'm actually going to get rid of you because I already have one here. And I'm not getting into situations where a fire extinguisher is super immediately all that useful. In fact, hang on, I got a better idea. Let's move you back over to... No, hang on a second. Undo. Let us nix you. Let us move you here. And that leaves these areas open. Now, can I shrink any of this back some because I now have open space? Yes, I could. So let's do that because I want this to be somewhat nimble. So I can take all of this, grab it, and move it down to here. Kind of don't need quite this much on this side. That's not bad. Kind of like that design. All right, enough of this. Can we make it so? No, we're missing blueprints. We're missing blueprints for... What are we missing blueprints for? The heavy guns. I can't rebuild them because I don't have the blueprints for the heavy guns. Well, I was going to pick those up anyway. So as long as I don't turn off blueprint mode and I just sort of escape out of this, I can preserve that intended blueprint for later. So let's go and get some blueprints because we've been lollygagging long enough. I'm gonna have to leave a ship behind so I don't lose sight of where this stash is. So I'm gonna leave behind the Fanged Fighter because it's just easier to come back to a ship that you already have that exists. So let's book it over here just to take a look at what this contact is. It is a hyperjump beacon, which we will... I've never used those. That'll be part of something I can explore this game. Let's head off to the station. We're going to pick up the blueprint for the thing that we need to rebuild, and then we'll come back and collect those resources, and we'll try to do that as quickly as possible, because I don't want this just to be a resource gathering thing. I want to do some more missions. Because combat's fun, for example. Wow, the peccadillo is really quite peppy. It's good. It is meant to be peppy for that reason. Alright. For combat reasons. Alright, so things we're going to do. We are going to sell at least some of this steel. Because steel is not that hard to get. And I have a lot to pick up. And actually, for that reason, I'm actually going to sell all of this because that way I can gather all of the stuff that's back there. So that gets us a nice chunk of change. Anything else I want to sell out? Uranium's hard to get. Occasionally I need enriched uranium. Processors are hard to get. I'm going to leave those. Coils I've got quite a lot of, but I'm going to need some as time goes on. Hyperium is for jump drive stuff. I keep a good stack of this on hand, and I just leave it there because I'm going to be doing hyper jumps, and I kind of don't want to sell off the one thing that would pin me to a particular system. I suppose as I get more money, that doesn't matter quite so much. So here we go. Get into position. Get all my stuff shuttled off. That is a lot of steel. Oh, we have an autosave. That's nice. Okay. Let's try. Can we upgrade this while we're right here? One of the nice things about repairing or building at a station is if you don't have the resources, but you have the money, you can then just pay for whatever resources the station has to help you build. So you don't have to have the stuff on your ships in order to build stuff. You can do it at a station, and you can just use the station's resources as long as you have the money. But I don't want to rebuy the steel that I just got, so maybe that's not such a good idea. Or the steel I just sold. We do need the blueprints, though. Weaponry. Let's get the heavy laser blaster. I'm going to want the disruptor. I'm going to want all of this, actually. Why don't we just buy a bunch of blueprints? The ion beam emitter, the ion beam prison, so I got a bunch of those. I'm not going to go down the cannon route because I want to be more power-based and not artillery-based, but these do pack a wicked punch, as we'll see during some of the combats. We're going to want to go with a small shield generator and a large shield generator. Okay, what else do I want right out of the gate? I don't need a bigger hyperdrive just yet. I'm going to want the control room. I don't need the bridge yet. I know I'm going to need the control room because my ship's starting to get big. I'm going to want the large thruster. I don't need the huge one yet. I need the large... oh, I don't have the money for that. That's fine. What else? What other category? I could get the moving walkway, but it's expensive and I haven't used them yet. I'm going to want the medium reactor core. Don't have the money. Factories. You can put factories on board a ship, and I have never done this before, so that you can actually mine your own steel, mine your own iron, and produce steel, so that's super cool. We're going to have a big ship with that capacity at some point. I'm going to have a factory ship that lags behind me and I take with me but doesn't enter combat, because having everything on board one ship is probably not great. I want the sensor and the tractor beam emitter eventually, but I can't get it just yet. So we're good. We're golden. let's head back to here, lickety split, and go and capture all of those resources. And check to see if there's anything else interesting in the graveyard. Maybe we'll find a spare ship. There are spare ships dotted around the game, like literally ones you don't have to fight for. People just abandon them. All right, so let's go and mine all of that, and I still can't get it all, but that's okay. We'll make 2 trips. This will be quick. It just seems a pity not to take these resources now that I started taking these resources. I'll only do 1 pass of this, though. Like, I'll collect all of these, and then we'll be good. Can we yet fix up this Fanged Fighter? Nope, that's not the right one. Can we fix up this guy with what the changes we wanted? Build more command rooms. See? So a really small ship doesn't require a command room. This one, oh, no. The reason why this failed is because... I guess you don't need a command room if you have a very small number of people. But that's why this nose was further forward. So let's fix this very quickly. Blueprint mode. We're going to grab all of these. We're going to move it forward again. Because then we're going to add a cockpit. That's behind a little bit more armor than it was before, so that makes me happy. We're going to add this. We're going to go into the armor. We're going to add this, and now we are not quite fixed up because I want to add another chunk of armor, please, here. There we go. Make it so. Now we're back up and running. Ready for combat and relatively safe. So let's just say we're golden on that. There's still some resources here, so I'm going to take you alone back to here. While we're doing that, I will take you and scout around a little bit. Okay, lots of steel resources if we need it. Graveyards are great for that. Can we find an actual ship anywhere in here? Nope, still just steel. We need resources for infrastructure, though, except no substitute. Oh, hello, what are you? Oh, that must have been a really lovely ship at some point, right? Oh, check this out. What do we got here? Nope, still just infrastructure. Oh, so much steel. So, I can't spot anything that would constitute a full ship, just a lot of derelicts. But that's fine. If I ever need actual steel, I'm in good shape. So, nice thing about this is the distant icons here. You can click on them and then focus. And now we're over here. Some really good things with this interface. It's not perfect, but it's got some nice stuff. Ooh. I finished off that pirate, so I can collect payment on that. While we're here, let's rescue a space station. Let's go after... and we'll also go after pirate hunters. And we'll also pick up some exploration quests. Right. Let's talk to these guys. Hail them. Go into resources. Let's sell off our steel, because we're just going to get a whole pile more of it anyway. Don't need that many coils yet, but I will eventually when I start upgrading the weaponry on my systems, and they take a lot of coils, so I'm actually going to keep these on board. And the hyper coils are for the really big tech stuff. Alright, so let's initiate a trade. Now unfortunately, you don't appear to get fame You don't appear to get fame merely for collecting money, which is a bit of a shame. Even if it's really slow, maybe this is still the case, but I would say if you become like an industry magnate, you should get more fame as an alternative way to increasing your fame so that you can get more crew. But can I get any more yet? People. Anybody willing to come on board? Yeah, somebody new has come on board that's willing to do it at the 40 fame level. Let's hire that. I'll take onesie twosies. You know, one at a time because I really don't plan on losing anybody during all of this. All right, we're gonna book it back here. Just position myself. Get unpaused. And let's go pirate hunting, I think. Well, I mean, after we gather these resources, but that won't take long. Come on. Storage is full. I'm confused. Did I not sell off all of my steel? Oh, I just maybe had the wrong ship selected? Yeah, sometimes it's not 100% clear why you're unable to do certain kinds of gathering and the like, but it doesn't matter. Here we go. All right, so we are going to set you in formation, and then we're going to focus on the primary ship. It'll just drag the others with it, just so they're not racing ahead of each other. Let's go and check out... This, I think, is a rescue space station. Yes, okay, so we're going to rescue into space station. And this is an important enough moment that when I get close, I'm going to, on purpose, save the game. Oh, what a beautiful spaceship. You notice some of my engines occasionally cut out, and that's probably because they're not being fed with energy as quickly as they should be. Probably means that given all of these thrusters, my limitation is not likely to be on crew because I have a full crew's complement, but it is likely to be because I can't get energy out of my existing power supplies fast enough, and I can probably identify that by looking at the goings-on the ship. So there's badness going on here, but there's more than one badness, and I don't want to risk my ship before I'm properly prepared. That's probably like a pirate base or something. Let's not risk that. Alright, so here we go. Let's save the game. We're going to be doing rescue in this station. Here we go. Actually, that's not rescuing the station. We're just in a cluster of pirates. All right, well, maybe we get to do some pirate hunting sort of as we go here. I don't want to tackle more than one at once, though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off. Because I get attacked by one, I'm likely to get the attention of any others in the area. How problematic are you? Okay, armor up front, cockpit just behind those, so I might be able to punch a hole into them. Nice ship if I can recover it. Shall we try? I've got the game saved, so here's what we're going to do. You are going to come at the limits of your weaponry, and you are going to specifically target that. You and you... Okay, you, I want you to go out and around. And you, I want you to come up here. Why are you not going where I'm telling you to go? Thank you. Did I do a boom? I did a boom. Okay. What I really want, and I haven't figured it out yet, is how to... Oh, show ship interiors. That can be fun. I'd like a left and a right arrow to switch between my ships. I haven't figured out a way to do that yet. It's probably a hotkey for it, but I'd like to be able to do this without having to go and select the ship. All right, that's one target taken out. Here's the next one. All right, you... I want you to come off of this side, and I specifically want you to target the cockpit if you can. That was a dumb thing to do, but that's because I do dumb things. Can I take you out directly now? Probably not. Let's keep whittling down its ability to fire at me. Let's get you specifically. I'm gonna... Sometimes it loses target. I don't know why. Right, you, I'm gonna come off of here and also specifically target the cockpit galley. I think I'm going to end up doing too much damage to this guy. But there it is. Let's see what happens. Transfer crew. Can I actually take you over? That's effigy. Can we get a couple of guys over? No. And the reason why is almost certainly because in my attempt to efficiently punch a hole through the ship to the cockpit, I just did too much damage and there's no way to dock onto it anymore. So let's get everybody nearby. Let's get you specifically bum in towards... And you'll notice that they did punch a hole. They were trying to get to my reactor. And yeah, well, I think what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of extra armor in here. Because if I'm facing towards them and they're firing on me, they're going to try to drill. If they're smart and want to take me out in one fell swoop, they'll want to drill down to here, take this out, and that'll eat out the whole ship. Alternatively, I could do some jiggery pokery and get some... Did I not... I did not make my changes. And now I don't have enough steel to make my changes. Interesting. I didn't commit that. I'm an idiot. I should have. Alright. But since I'm in the middle of making changes anyway, I'm going to extra protect this, because if they can drill down into here... I don't have a shield right now. So if they want to drill down into here and take this out, they'll take everything out. So let's add a little extra armor here. And then let's move you up so I don't lose the firing arc. Which then implies I can put a little extra armor here. Okay, I'm okay with that, but I do need quite a bit of steel in order to make that work. Okay, so my new objective is to just get more steel. Which I would have had if I'd been back in the... graveyard, but there it is. So, all of you. And that. And I also want to turn myself sideways. And why does it... Okay, there we go. There we go. Everyone go out and collect stuff and do it at 8 times speed, so we're not here forever. I will have to force it back to 8 times speed every so often because it'll come down as those enemies get a little too close. That's fine. They're not coming close. That's fine. Do I have enough to make it so? No, I do not. I have 317. But I did manage to keep myself repaired. Is everybody back on board? Everybody's back on board. Let's get everybody lined up. Rescue Indus Station 2. Not that I'm actually rescuing the station yet. Alright. Let's come up here. Now these are raw resources, possibly, but I don't have the ability to process them, so let's not go down that road. Okay, we need more speed, please. Okay, hang on. Here we go. This is where I could probably die horribly. Let's see if we can... No, maybe not. Ooh, look at this. If I can punch a hole through to this cockpit, I might be able to take this ship over. Looks like it could be a fun thing to take over. No, let's keep straight on. And have you target him. You and you. Let's just get each of you on either side here. Come on. Let's target. Actually, we're going to hit random bits of the ship anyway, so actually let's have you specifically target the cockpit. We're going to come in from this angle and have you target the cockpit as well. Alright, go to town. That was fast. Okay. Target again. Oh, nope, we got everything. It is considered a derelict at this point. All right. Everybody come in close. Can we capture that ship? Do we want to capture that ship? Maybe. Transfer crew to the Horsefly. Can we? We can. Okay. Just captured ourselves another ship. Let's do a repair. Check that action out. Okay, we'll keep. So now we have another ship. Now we do have, of course, have the problem that means we also have the requirement to keep it working, and crewed, which means that we're further and further down on the we need crew list. But this means I'm more able to respond to incoming problems like this. Here we go. Did not notice these guys creeping up, and they're already firing. So let's, alright, let's come in for rapid damage on you. And let's just get all the rest of my guys to come in. Don't want you crossing sides. So we've already shot ourselves more than once. Oh, hello. Yeah, okay. I'm going to have you coming in from this direction, firing on weapons. And we'll have you guys coming in on this side, firing on weapons. All right, have at it. We're not going to capture this one. We're just going to punch it until it hurts. of you come up here. Do resource collection on everything. We're also going to do a quick repair. Okay, not really what I wanted to have you guys to go after, but sure, why not? All right. Let's, can we actually make it so? No, we need a lot more speed. So. Oh, and we can go to ×8 because why not? Okay, wait until everybody's back. I also want to go back down here because if you recall, somewhere down here, and now I've lost track of it. Down here, maybe you can see your past travel shenanigans. So somewhere along here are the remains of that other ship, like some of the debris. I guess not. I guess we're not going to be able to capture or find that again. All right, that's fine. Now, I don't want to go and deal with these guys. I actually want to get on to Indra Station. So, how repaired are we? Are you damaged? You are damaged. Let's repair you. How about you? You're fine. How about you? You're fine. How about me? You're fine. All of you. We're going to get closer to this target. And we are going to get into formation so that everybody's hunky-dory. Might I say that the pathfinding in 2 dimensions in space is actually reasonably good for this game? It's not terrible. I mean, 2 dimensions is easier than 3, but they've done a credible job at the automatic flying. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Alright, so this is the station we're trying to rescue. Alright, here we go. Save game. In rescue Indus Station 3. Now we're actually going to rescue the station instead of just taking out random pirates. And actually, we're going to come up here and come at the side so we potentially only deal with one of these guys at a time. Ow. How rude. Alright. Come on, can we? Can we just nudge up on... There we go, there we go. Alright. Let's do this thing. Would be kind of nice to be able to take out yet another. Alright. We're not being particularly careful about this, so let's be a little bit more careful about this. You are going to come up on this side, and you are going to punch through to here. You guys. Now, I may not actually capture this guy, but it's still not a terrible idea to, in this case, to target this, because any missed shots are going to go to critical systems anyway. Alright, let's see how this works. Okay, let's get our main cannons going after that one. There we go. We've got them. Okay. We will come back to this because I know roughly where it is. So let's go and... Oh, they are coming in on us here. So we're going to get everybody coming in appropriately. Let's have you a bit stand... Oops, that's not what I want to do. Select you, drag away, come in a little bit standoffish, and specifically target guns. I'm going to have you two come to this side, and then come in on this side and target... It's not letting me target anything, but that's okay. We'll get you guys going. There we go. here. Target. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. Punch, punch, punch. Ah, it's outracing my ships. I'm going to have to upgrade some of the engines on these guys because this guy's a bit fast. Alright, we need to get this guy closer and to keep punching holes. Hey, have you lost anybody yet? No, good. Be super careful about that. Okay. Let's get you guys trying to come in as quickly as possible since they're heading your direction. I think I got him. I think I got him. Did I actually take out the cockpit? I did. So you should be more or less dead in the water. So let's get you guys. There's a lot of momentum on that ship. Okay, so I've got some serious thrust problems on these two ships in particular. My main ship is actually a little bit slow too, but it's also a heavy hauler, so that's not really all that unexpected. So we've got a couple of things to deal with in that respect. Transfer crew, can we do this? I think I lost somebody on one of my ships. Oh, no, can't be transferred. Ship is too damaged. But I think I lost, somebody on one of my peccadillos. That's unfortunate, but I'm not going to revert it in this case. I think a loss of one crew member in a complicated battle. Gotta be a little bit more careful about that, but... Okay. They did undergo some damage. Okay, but a couple of my ships have, so... Let's go and deal with that now, then. Repair everything on board you. Can't yet make it so on that, that's fine. Let's generally get you up and running, so I'm going to repair all of you. You are not damaged. You are damaged. Let's get you sorted. Let's also... You've actually got quite a bit of thrust on you. I don't know why you're so slow in particular. You do only have, what looks like 4 people on board. Super weird. You should have enough thrust to be able to book it around the environment pretty easily. All right, can we give you an additional set of standard thrusters? Yes. Okay. And I did that in immediate mode, so that just immediately takes effect. What about you? Can I give you an extra set of forward thrusters? Because this guy's super maneuverable. He actually has a set of reverse thrusters, full reverse thrusters, which is pretty cool. Alright, so you guys are as upgraded as, except for armor, you guys are as upgraded as is sensible. I may need to put some armor on you guys, just to, still can't get there from here. I may have to go back to Starbase in order to just pay for the upgrades, because I kind of do want these changes. Now, from where the station is and off to this side was where we had part of our other battle. So let's go back here because there's probably some resources here that we missed. Yeah, there are, right here. Okay, so let's just go and grab those while we're here. There we go, we can make it so. Didn't have to head back to base. Probably going to need to upgrade the power system of that guy before long so we can punch a little harder. Oh, and there's another peccadillo. Can we recover you? Maybe. All right, so let's get a handle on this here. Let's see, what can we do in terms of transferring crew? So, Horsefly doesn't need any. Peccadillo number 1 needs 1. All the crew can be transferred. No airlocks allowing those crew to move from their current ship to the new ship. One of the peccadillos does not have access to a... Okay, that's weird. And what about you? You are full up. So this peccadillo has crew on board, but they don't have an airlock, so they can't get out. That's rough. Alright, I don't know what to say about that, except, okay. I don't know how many people I may or may not have lost there. So you've got 14 crew out of a possible 24. You've got 5 out of a possible 6. Do you literally not have... You do not have... Oh, that's interesting. You actually don't have a... Okay. Let's fix that. You need an airlock. And I don't need 2, so let's... turn off symmetry mode for this. Okay, and now we should be able to balance out the crew transfer. That's the peccadillo. Why can I not, Okay, transfer crew to the peccadillo. Did you come on board? You came on board. Alright. We have rescued the station. Let's go talk to the station. So we can receive payment for this, we can receive payment for this, and now we have a bunch more fugitive bounties at level 2. And we're going to accept all of them, including the clear asteroid. We're not going to do the pirate base because that's super insane. And we're probably going to need like actual shielding, not just armor, to make that plausible. Can we talk to... Nope. Can we talk to Indra Station to get more people? Yes, we can. Money isn't really the issue here, so let's just hire everything we can. We're still shy by 2. But we have an almost complete crew complement on 4 ships. The last game I played, I was up into the like 190s, requiring fame to even higher, and I had only a third of my crew's complement on board all of my ships. So that's definitely a thing to keep track of. Let's go and add some armor to some of my ships here, because I definitely think I lost somebody there, and I don't want to lose people. So, armor. And we're going to pause this, because that noise is a little bit annoying. Okay, so you're armored. You're not the problem. You, however, are probably not armored. So let's go and fix that. No, you are not. So, armor. Let's get you tooled up. And we are going to turn on symmetry mode again. Okay, so that's pretty good for this style of ship. I will take this. Except they can still come in at an angle on this, right? Which I kind of find a little bit annoying. If they hit this, they could probably get through to everything. Let's do a little bit of minor editing. I'm not going to do a lot, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this, move it over by 1, and I can't do that all at once, so we're going to have to go into blueprint mode, because I should have been doing that in the first place, but that's alright. Move that over, put armor in here. Let's actually move you and you. That did not work. Out 1. More armor here, here, and here. There we go, a little bit punchier. But now we have to fix up some corridor problems, because I need to be able to get at these engines. You guys do have an airlock. You good on that front. You can't get up to here, but if I put in an extra doorway, are you fine? Yep, so you can get up into there. So they punch through all of this. They could take out my engines, but they won't be able to immediately... no, you know what? Let's do this. Let's just add a little bit of extra armor here. If I cut off this end, if I cut off access to that engine. No power access. Yeah, okay, so let's... Turn off symmetry mode. Add in a corridor, but I can't get to that. See, okay, so I need to do something clever here because I'm running out of space on this. Let's add more armor back here. Let's move you down one. Is there a better place to put you? Not really, because I need crew. What? Wait, hang on. What the heck is that? Is that the? Oh, come on. That's the airlock. Is there a better place for the airlock? Not really. If I get hit from behind, I'm kind of in trouble anyway. But that gets me access to everything just by doing that. Yep, you're fine. You're fine. You still got places to go. All your access is fine. All right. Make it so. You're better. Less likely to kill your crew. How about you? Nope, you're okay. Where was the... What about you? No, I think we got... You've got your nose protected. And you have your nose protected in a different way. Now you have a whole bunch of 6 thrusters there to give yourself a lot of pep. Let's see if we can't do something to... No, you've got a lot of stuff to give you pep. What about you? You could do with more thrusters. So let's see if we have enough resources to do that. Standard thrusters. Turn on symmetry mode, please. Yep. All right. So now we've got peppier support ships, which is good. All right. Clear the asteroid field. We eliminated the pirates. Can we get paid for that? Maybe. Hang on. Yep, receive payment. Great. Let's check out what blueprints we want to get. I definitely wanted the tractor beam emitter and the sensor array, but is there anything more important? I'm not too worried about the walkway just yet. We're going to need the medium reactor core before long. Don't think we need any of this just yet. This is kind of cool. Make yourself super peppy by just adding an engine room nearby. Yeah, so this is super cool because it means that you just feed energy into this and you keep it right next to your power systems, and then you don't have as far to go to deliver it to all the engines. That's super cool. All right, let's go with of the remaining things I could spend money on. I'm sort of forward looking here. The tractor beam I'm going to want. I'm also going to want a sensor array, so let's just up front go and do that. What about people? Did I already do the people thing here? Yes, I already did the people thing here. So we are in good shape. We are in excellent shape. So, of the things we can now do, shall we go all the way out here and see if we can find a bounty and see how harsh that is? Let's go actually right up to here, to this one, and see how harsh this is going to be. All right. Level 2 pirate hunting. All right, I'm going to run this particular stream for another 30 minutes, and then I'm going to go off and do something else, probably another stream. In fact, I'm going to aim for doing an episode of Plague Tale Requiem, because that's my story game that I've chosen to complete on stream with everyone, because I absolutely adored the first. here we go. All right, so I want to get to that point. Can we take you out? Okay, you guys are going to go up here. You are going to go over here. Let's actually get you, rather than just go here, let's get you to go here and then specifically target. Yeah, these guys are going to be a little bit punchier. You're going to start taking out that. And then my primary ship is going to come straight up here and just start hammering the crap out of that. Let's go. Let's go. And then that. And then this. And because I don't think I want to take over any more ships until I'm fully crewed and have upgraded my existing ships, I might get one more, but I don't think this is the design of ship that I want to capitalize on. Let's just start punching holes in this thing. Okay, we have got this thing. So you come in to do recovery, and let's get all of you picked up. Oh, including possibly raw resources here. Do we want to do that? What are you? You are just iron. I'm not super worried about raw iron because I don't have a foundry on me, and I want to do more pirate hunting. So we're gonna cancel. Nope. Where's my cancel? That is target. That's object control mode. How do I want to cancel my... Hold Alt for cancellation mode. There we go. Unselect that. And a few of those. Some of the control mechanisms for this are... like, deselection, for example, is a little bit inconsistent in how it's handled, but that's alright. So you're fine, you're fine, and you're fine, but my main ship, unsurprisingly, took the brunt of the damage. Which is why I want my ship to be sort of extra, sort of... defensible, as it were. So I'm going to... Alright, there we go. Okay, some of the pathfinding isn't perfect, but I will slightly take that back. Might not actually be able to take all of this on board, and that's fine. Do any of you guys have any extra storage by any chance? No, alright. Right, so... Alright. So I'm going to have to come back here to collect more steel resources, which I kind of want to do. So let's leave somebody behind here just to act as a marker. Actually, we'll just leave, we'll leave our primary ships behind, because that's, I'm not in any serious danger at this point. We need to unload. Let's go unload. Oh, that's less good. Let's hope you just pass on by. Because... yeah, you're just scanning the area, so I'm okay with you. That's fine. Into station. Let's get paid for this. Let's see if there's anybody who wants to get hired. Yeah. I'm gonna max you out. So how close are we? We only need 2 more people and we're fully staffed, and that'll make it really easy to track. If nothing else, that'll make it really easy to track. Brain not functioning. It'll make it really easy to a lot of coils. I can probably do use a fair few of them, but I can probably trim this down some and give myself some cargo space back. I'm just going to sell off all the steel because I'm about to get a bunch more anyway. So. Ooh. All right. As you can see, by the way, we can push objects in space around, and that's going to come in handy when we get around to needing some very clever tactics to deal with some very powerful enemies. I'm not going to be able to build this fast, build my ship up fast enough to survive combat on thing with the brain. To survive combat on firepower alone. I mean, I do have some nice ships here, but... Alright, let's meander up this direction and see what's going on over here, shall we? Okie dokie. Let's see what we can do as this guy comes into our view. There we go. There we go. So this is why we need point defense, by the way. Because now we're going to start coming into the rocket area. So I'm going to have you start coming up and scooching in on... Actually, I don't want you that close. I think the point defense are that inner ring. And I'm less worried about the point defense. I want to be able to do some serious damage ahead of time. So what do we got here? There's a small hyperdrive. I don't care about that. If I can hit the reactor core, great. I'm not looking on preserving this ship. So you guys come in on this side. And you know what? I may have to start adding sideways thrusters to a few of these just in order to be able to get this sort of strafing action. These are good on forward speed, but they're lousy on being able to maintain position for a fast-moving craft, which is a bit of a problem. So you guys are going to start hammering that, and you are going to come in on this. That failed completely. This side and target, doesn't really matter, target the same thing, and in getting to it you'll punch through more dangerous stuff. Auto saving, that's good. Here we go, here we go. Hopefully, yeah, okay, good. My point defense systems are working as indicated. Ooh, got hit on the other ship though. Alright. Now the enemies do seem to focus more on the primary ship than on the secondary ones, so that's actually good for me. But, Can we punch through to you? Possibly. Okay. You are getting in each other's way, so let's spread you out a bit. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Back end toward the ship. Go into recovery mode, please. I want all the resources. Okay, actually, so let's go and do what I was just saying. Let's go and see if we can add... You see, I have almost no sideways thrust on any of these. So let's see if we can't fix that up a little bit. How do I want to approach this? Let's... We just want a... Now, if I do this, that's going to give me some extra sideways thrust, and that's going to help a little bit on the. Yeah, I want to do that, and I'm going to put another one. There's no power access though, and that's going to be a problem for this one too. Okay. Okay. So we're going to undo that. Let's go and extend this nose a little bit. Actually, I don't need to do that. What I can do instead, I can move you, because these are my reverse thrusters, which are super important to have. But I can move these, come on, out to here. Give myself corridor access to those. And this isn't going to be super elegant, but it will work, I think, quite nicely. I'm going to move this to here. No, here. Because that'll balance out from sort of a center of mass point of view. Then we're going to go into armor mode so that I can protect this from direct attack. Okay, because steel is easy to come by. I'm still okay on all those fronts. I need to give access to that. And I think that's actually covered my bases, because now I have 2 sets of sideways thrust. I have a slow reverse thrust, which isn't quite as important. Lots of reverse thrust for speed. Make it so. Now let's do a quick one over. We're good on power, 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 power. All these are good. All these have power, these guys have power, and they have access. I am good with you. What about you in terms of sideways thrust? How are we doing on this front? We could do with extra sideways thrust here too. But I don't have anywhere to put it that's not sort of slightly critical. So let's do a little bit of editing here. Let's go and say grab, oh, we're gonna go into blueprint mode, thank you. I'm gonna grab you, and we're gonna do the same trick. We're gonna pull you out by a level. We're gonna connect you so that you still have access. We are going to use small thruster. Actually, I'm going to design you a little bit differently. I'm going to do a small two-way thruster like this. But then I'm going to get rid of you. I don't really need that super quick reverse thrust. We're going to get rid of you as well. Actually going to move all of you back in. And then armor pieces down here. I do need doors. I need door here. I think that'll probably do. What have I done here? I need to take off symmetry mode to be able to fill in this. Not that I really need that in there, but that's fine. Actually, you know what? I'm actually going to move this down to here so that I've got symmetry on that front too. So we're going to do this, we're going to grab you, and we're going to turn you here. Now I've got some balanced protection on all sides. I don't have protection for this thruster, but I think I can live with that. As far as this design goes, that's pretty compact. Yeah, okay, so we're good here. Make it simple. All right. Let's go and... that's not what I wanted to do. So we're going to have here. We're going to get you spun around. Let's get to harvesting all of this. Lickety split, if you please. So we're gonna move without turning. The game is not too bad about keeping you from turning when you don't need to, but when you absolutely need to force it, definitely do it, because turning around at the wrong time can hose you really badly. Okay, do you need repairing? Yeah, you do have repairing. Let's fix that. So I'm going to want to put either a big gun or a big shield in the front of this to help out. One of my designs had a really magnificent beam weapon coming out the front, but then I had to have smaller shields trying to protect it, and the shields just couldn't keep up. Now, that could have been partly... a personnel thing, like I couldn't keep the shields powered. And that's a fair point. Have we got everybody on board? I think we got everybody on board. Where can we go next? Let's go and check this out. Oh, some gold. Gold is actually pretty valuable, so let's go and collect that. Okay, all of my ships except for my primary ship are now really seriously struggling for thrust, and that's totally fair. What I should probably do is look at salvaging these parts and just using bigger engines. But I think I'm going to end up with a power problem, like I was anticipating. Okay, you have to turn around. Might as well grab this while I'm here, right? 10 more minutes left to go on the stream. So, where do I want to go with this? Aside from fighting more pirates, which is always fun, on my big ship, the primary thing that I think I'm going to need to do, so I got to look at, I want to get like a big beam weapon. I want to focus on making this a punchy beam weapon. I don't even have big lasers. I only have little lasers. So okay, here's my order of changes that I would like to do. And let's actually think about this in terms of blueprinting. I would like to be able to get heavy lasers put in, and they're too wide. So I could probably put, I'm going to need a corridor down the middle in order to be able to possibly place a beam weapon or shield. So let's take a look at planning that out. What are my shield possibilities? The large shield is 3 wide, so that changes the centering of my ship. I have an even ship in terms of blocks. My center shaft is going to have to become either lopsided or it's going to have to become 3 wide, which changes some of the dynamics in the interior as well. This is sort of where things get scarily complicated. If I go with this, the problem is not only that I have to increase the center shaft to be 3 wide and make various kinds of adjustments, this has to be on the outside of the ship. It's not allowed to be internal. It's a big honking shield, but I may not need that. I could go with the smaller shield, and then the question becomes, okay, where do I place that? Now, I'm running into problems with where I place my crew quarters. What I could do is I could put the crew quarters in here, one facing this way and one facing this way. Then I could put the shields in here and not compromise the structural integrity of the ship very much. Like my forward battery will be somewhat protected, although the problem there is I'm not protecting these forward guns. Now I could lose some of the armor in favor of the shielding, so I could actually place this here and protect those guns, and then here and here to protect the forward batteries. Choices. You can see the range isn't very big on these, but which means that you can't put armor in front very easily to protect it. But then you don't need to if you've got it well powered. I'm also going to need more power, but I can put additional power on either side here with the smaller reactors. Power. Bigger reactors go to 3x3. So the minute I start thinking about going to the bigger pieces, I'm either twinning these on either side to keep it balanced even, or I keep a central shaft of power down the middle by making the ship odd, at which point the entire shaft needs to go that way. So what would that look like? The mining laser is not an odd number, so in order to keep things symmetric, which I'm not obligated to be fair, but in order to keep it symmetric, I'd have to actually twin those out. I'm not ready to do that yet. I think that's going to be a major upgrade down the road. So what I think I would do, so I would add a couple of extra small power supplies here and here. I'd move these guys down into the central core here, and I'd put shields on these 2 sides in order to protect these, and then one up here in order to protect this. That would, as long as I can keep it well powered and I have enough crew, that should buy me, even with the loss of the armor here, that should buy me a lot of extra time in terms of resistance to damage. So then the problem becomes, what weapons do I have and can I upgrade them? The heavy laser, I can't make them as deep, so they're going to be more exposed, but they're kind of just as exposed as these guys anyway, so that's not a real loss. So let's take a look at what this would look like. So if I went here and here, then I'd want a gap, so I could do here and here. Oh, I've done this in immediate mode. I'm an idiot. Let's not do this in immediate mode. Let's do this in blueprint mode. So here and here. And then here and here. I'm going to need more command rooms. See that? So now I'm running into that problem. So where do I put the command rooms? I might be able to put one facing in reverse here. So let's try that out. Yep, I could do it here. They only have entrances at the back, but this works surrounded by the power supply, so that's a thing I could do, so that would end up going there. Okay, so then I could get rid of this. But then here's the thing. I want a central shaft with laser with high power lasers, and I might have to extend the front of the ship to do that. But what that would look like is this: I would end up having a prism down here with a laser behind it. So this is going to be highly speculative because I wanted the shield in here, if you recall. So actually, let's pretend and put that in. I'm getting distracted by this instead of blowing stuff up because it's just so much fun fiddling with this. If I did this to protect these guns, I could not sensibly put a laser, a high power laser down the center, like a single high power laser. I'd have to do it on like the outside, which changes the design of this considerably. The only way to protect that central shaft is to have like the shield like here, maybe, and another one over here so that it covers that central area. And I could do that. I'd have different routing problems to get repair crews in there, but that's doable. Because, yeah, so what I could do, let's say I did this. I kind of want to do it there, though. If I did this and let's try to do this in symmetry mode. Symmetry mode, please. Say I did this, and then for the weaponry, I could do... Now the prism just redirects firepower. It's kind of a focusing mechanism. So I could do this and just daisy chain them out. And these act as their own shields, effectively. It's an expensive shield, but basically they would have to punch all the way through to get down to the bottom end. And so that's fine. And I have them fire into each other, but then I need the laser down the middle, which means I lose the ability to have power in here. You see, the layout just becomes more and more complicated. Having this powerful beam weapon is super fun. Because it can punch serious holes through things. Not as good as a really strong railgun to get to the interior of ships, but still super, super powerful. Yeah. That's where I'm probably going to have to go with this design, is to start building around the idea of these 4 guns, these 2 shields, this central shaft for power, and then I got a problem in here where I'm going to need to lay out my power requirements. I don't need to make immediate changes, so I'm going to leave this in my inbox, as it were. Let me see. I'm going to take this and have one go this way, and one... crew, please. Orders. One go that way. Then I would have this here, and probably another one. That's a lot of power requirements, though, isn't it? So what if I, at this point, went up to 2 medium reactors? I'd have to shift things around a little bit to keep everything protected, because one shot on these and half my ship's wiped out instantly. But that gives me a lot of power to this whole front section. And then the... okay, so these guys, that has power, but not enough nearest crew. So now I've got a crew problem, right? Alright, so what if I did this again? Yep. But now I don't have the laser firing up here. And to get the laser put in place, That's how big it is. It's a monster. The nice thing is, though, is if I can arrange to sort this out somehow. So I'm going to have to put the crew on either side here. I put one here, and one here, and all of them can fire into the central shaft, like a sort of a Death Star arrangement. And you can actually daisy chain those out if you want super powerful beams. So, so I would have these firing into a central prism, and then the prisms would fire into each other, and I could add, stack more as I wanted to create a super mega weapon or something as the ship gets truly monstrous. And then they all get directed by this one central shaft. So if I want a one-punch laser weapon that can really seriously hamper somebody's day, that's how I would go about doing it. So I'm going to ignore that because I can't build it anyway, not yet. I need a lot of resources in order to pull that off. I might even need to go factory level before I start pulling that off. It's a lot of redesign to get that to work. Early on, though, before I take on the pirate base, what I'm going to want to do is get into heavy lasers. So there's going to be an early revisit of all of that in order to just fit in those heavy lasers, possibly the shields as well. So let's just get on with this. I am already at the 2-hour mark. I wasted a lot of time chatting about my design. I'm going to spend another half an hour doing this because it's just so much fun. Let's get you in line. Because I can do all these level 2 missions. Alright. You. There. See if it's an interesting enough ship to capture too, right? Alright, what can we do here? Ooh, yes. So, you are specifically going to target the guns, but I want you guys to come in on this side and start targeting him. Because if I can take this, why not? I'm going to have you come out this side. Start targeting you. Go, go, go. Let's get you ready to switch targets. That's just steel. I want to target this weapon, please. There we go. This is probably not salvageable, but all right. Let's have you, who have taken at least a little bit of damage, but not a super large amount, come in here. Not quite that close. That there. You guys are then going to recover everything except the ship, because I want to see, is there anything I can do in order to take over this ship? Because having 5 ships would be kind of nice. It's not a half-bad ship. Transfer crew. Can we transfer... we can transfer 8 to the effigy. We can. Alright, let's try this. Let's repair you. But this guy, I don't think... Can you actually be repaired? You can. It's kind of a super interesting design. It's pretty punchy. It's got some nice armor. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So there's our next ship. At the cost of crew, unfortunately. But being able to deal with the mobs is not a bad thing by any stretch. Let's... Can we... Is there anything here I can pick up? I think we're good. I don't even think I need to or want to modify the effigy. It's a nice ship. 5-ship crew. Yeah. All right. All right. We are golden. Let's move on. Okay, we're gonna move up to. I'm gonna take a little bit of a roundabout road. I'm gonna go up here. Actually, no, forget it. I'm just gonna go directly. Let's just finish off all of these level 2 missions. Let's get in formation. I specifically want to focus on this new ship wherever it happens to be. This guy. That's pretty funky. It's a nice design. It's got some nice guns. Alright. Speed 8, please. Get back in line. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's get everybody over there, but let's get them back in formation. I never know quite what makes them break formation. Certainly single ship control does that. Alright. Let's do some targeting here. Ooh, it's another nice ship. Now here's the thing. Do I want that one over one of these other ships? Like, do I try to destroy this? Well, let's take the ship anyway, if we can. That's a disruptor. I'm less worried about that. Let's actually target the actual weapon. Because the disruptor doesn't do damage, as far as I know, but it short circuits power systems, but I'm less worried about that here. So I might give up one of these other ships, although I've built them up now, so maybe I don't. Maybe I just want to take this out. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. We are going to do what we're going to do. So you are going to target that, and you two are going to target that. Go, go, go. Let's find out what happens. Perfect. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Punchy, punchy. Take out that gun. Okay, 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 okay. So we've done that. So let's get everybody around the center. Is this even something we can transfer crew to? This kind of determines whether or not we even have the choice. So it's another effigy. Let's not do the transfer. Let's be less stupid about that. Does this still have a viable... brain not functioning. Does this even have a viable... not what I wanted to do, thank you. I need a way to select. And I can't. You know what? Let's not worry about it. I'm belaboring a point. I already have a five ship fleet here, and that's actually pretty good. All right. Slide on into place. Let's just collect the resources and go. Lightning laser cutting up the ship for us. Repair everything on the main ship. Lots of coils and the like that we're going to need for all of this. We got good materials going on here. So I need to start thinking, I guess, about the design of the forward battery of my ship as opposed to everything else. Storage in the middle, forward battery with some big guns to help as sort of battleship support for my smaller ships. And then a rear power supply for the array of engines to keep the thing moving at a not ridiculously slow pace. And I'm taking forever because I do not have it on time save. Okay. Let's get you guys in a line. Let's go on to the next one. I'm wondering if I managed to lose some people, because it seems like a lot of, I gave up a lot of, oh. How are you doing on crew? You are perfectly fine on crew, I think. How about you? You're fine. You need repairs. But you are fine. Ooh, you took actually a fair bit of damage. How are you on crew? But you're fine. So really, I just need to get a whole bunch more people. Sort of the problem there. Alright. No, not horsefly. Primary ship. I want to get you out there. Ooh, I came in too fast. They're already firing. That was dumb. Now, their crew capsule is at the back, so I'm less inclined to be worried about that, but I do have to take out the standard cannon right quick. And you guys come in like this and also target the main cannon. I just want that out, because those cannons have the disadvantage that they punch really big holes in things. Okay, let's retarget you. Let's also retarget you. And if I can take care of those two, boy, that would be a nice capital ship to acquire, though, wouldn't it? Because they've done some nice damage to my ship. Ow. But no, it's time to just take this thing out. Everybody target the power supply. Done. Alright. Everybody gather in the, well, maybe not there. Everybody gather somewhere nearby. You get in here. And I've gone and knocked the spaceship all over Hell and Creation. But let's get scavenging. Let's also get repairing. They did a lot of damage. Those cannons, for single targets, like big ships, boy howdy can they ever do a big punch. They can get really deep into your ship. Did any of you get damaged? No. Yes. It did, actually. Did you lose people? No, though, so that's good. You're fine. You're fine. Okay. Okay. Oh, hello. Can we chase off after you? Let's get you in a line. Right. Level 2 pirate hunting 2. Go, go, go. Let's chase off after these guys. Okay, I can't keep up with them, so that's fine. Unless they turn... Oh, hello, they're turning around. Slow down, slow down. Might be able to deal with this. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. So... Okay. You two on this side, taking on him. Actually, I think I want to retarget you. You, I want to be targeting on one of the weapons. Slow this down because I don't want to. Okay, time to just punch through the armor. Oh, you got hit by electrical damage. That's why it's losing control. All right, that's interesting. Those disruptors could actually be super useful. I may have to consider adding a pair in addition to the flat cannons for the upgraded version of my primary ship. Maybe even add some disruptors to these little guys, because disrupting thrusters and occasionally weapons and the like for some period of time would actually be seriously crippling. All right, you in here like that. Let's get you repaired. Let's go and salvage everything in the universe. Okay, now we can go to high speed. The nice thing about salvaging this stuff as opposed to raw resources, obviously, bang for your buck, the value and the space that it takes up on your ship is simply greater. So once you're capable of doing pirate hunting, if you want to do the combat part of this game as your primary focus or as one of the big focuses, you're gonna get more out of it. That is right up until you have the ability to use factories, and I presume at that point at that point you can just start taking raw resources you have on board and condensing it by the act of having the factories on board. All right, onward. Keep on going. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Up to there, please. Actually, I'm gonna do something here, and I'm gonna get these guys sort of prepped to be at useful angles long before I arrive, because I'm having a little bit of difficulty getting them to behave themselves. Otherwise, I need them to get ahead of the game. so that when these guys come into range, I can simply get in here and... Ooh, that's kind of an interesting design. Alright. I can get them in and firing sooner rather than later. Alright, so there's you guys targeting that. And then you guys targeting this side. And let's go to town. Let's focus in on you. Let's not focus in on you, please. Let's go and focus in on you. Thank you. Also going to want to have you selected because in a moment I'm going to be wanting to switch targets. Can you target a weapon, please? Thank you. Why am I having so much trouble actually hitting this thing? They're chewing me up for breakfast. What's going on here? Ooh, they shot disruptors at me. Okay, okay, that's a thing. Alright, so I'm going to have to get you slightly more over here, please. And I'm going to have to get you guys slightly more over here. So that you can actually hit these guns. Wow, yeah, they did a little bit of damage there. Alright. Alright. Now it's just time to punch holes in things, so. A lot of debris over everything here, but let's get ourselves in position and start doing what we need to do. Including apparently bumping bits of the salvage off into space. Okay, so you need to be repaired. You need to be repaired. You are okay. You're fine. You're fine. Okay, I think this is going to be my last combat for the session, but I'm going to go in and add some crew and just sort of tidy up. See how this goes. Can we not actually pick any of this up? We can't. Okay, so. Got a lot of material here I don't want to leave behind. So as soon as everybody's back... Oh, no, we should be able to get most of it. Let's go and speed this up. Okay, we are now... Everybody back on board. Okay, let's get everybody back in formation, please. Let's start heading back to... Indictus Station. It's not Indus, it's Indictus, but whatever. We've got some good reputation under our belts, or we will as soon as we cash in some of these things. Hopefully we can get ourselves fully stocked on all 5 ships with crew. Probably not, but we can try. Alright, so we're here. First things first, let's actually see what we can do about transfers. Transfer crew. Can't transfer to Effigy, or Fanged Fighter, or Horsefly, or Peccadillo. So they're all set. That's fine. They're all fully crewed up. So let's go and target here. Can we hire anybody? No, not yet, but we can actually cash these in. We also want to rescue the station. We'll accept that as a thing. We can't get any more crew yet. That's unfortunate. It's going to be tough to fill in 10 spots with our current fame levels. So hopefully we'll get more crew available at a lower level. How are we doing in terms of storage? We got 724 steel. That's probably more than we need to be carrying at this point. Although, am I going to be upgrading? I'm going to cancel that. What I'm going to do... No, hang on, reset everything. What I'm going to do is my first order of business is going to be to expand the ship in the middle and add more storage, which is going to eat up some steel. But then I don't have to go and rebuy the steel. And then I'm going to look at doing all the guns and stuff like that. So having the extra storage means that I can do more of the quests and collect more things like the coils we're going to need. Because that's going to be a big cost. Possibly also some of this stuff, the processors and enriched uranium, because that's going to be a big thing. I can't get rid of the gold, though. And that's worth a fair bit. Okay. How about blueprints? Do we have anything to spend blueprints on? Kind of want to wait for these until I don't have to buy ammo. I know that seems a little petty. I mean, it's not that hard to come in and simply buy ammo, and I'm not bothered making money. But maybe it's just my thing. I like the fact that I am essentially ammo-free and still punching holes in things. That comes at a cost. It's a playstyle. What do you want? Yeah, I'm eventually going to want the bridge, too, but I think that's for, like pretty amazingly big capital ships. All right, so... It's too bad there's no version of the engine room that corresponds to shields and weapons. It's only for engines, at least as far as I know, but at least by description. Moving walkway. Maybe at some point, large reactor core, don't need it yet. Engine room, blah, blah, blah. This guy. I've taken out one pirate base in my previous playthrough, and I had way more weapons, and it was really hard because they have a lot of laser beams and just slice you to ribbons. I got to get really creative in taking out the pirate base. It's worth doing, but bring a lot of reloadings. Or just go and do a lot of other things, a lot of other missions until you effectively can just simply overpower them. And I honestly don't know how big a fleet I would need to be able to overpower one of those things. They have like 6 lasers, and they just slice you to pieces, and they punch really hard into your ship. And I had shields, I had bigger guns. I had less crew, though. So there is that. I just don't want to lose any crew. I'm not going to take that one yet. There's also destroy the Cabal of Sol base. Requires attacking the Cabal of Sol. Okay, so this is going up against factions, and I don't want to tick off any of the factions. Not yet, anyway, until I know what the consequences of that are. Let's take an exploration quest. Because they're harmless to have, but they kind of involve leaving the system. I am now set up for the next phase, which is I'm going to finish off these piratey missions. I'm going to go and rescue the station, and I'll do this next time. So much fun. This has been more successful than my first attempt because now I kind of vaguely know what I'm doing. I'm not even seriously maximizing on a lot of the strategizing you can do in this game, where you put your crew into clusters that do specific things to make them more efficient when you know you don't want people running all over the ship. When you want to say, this is the engineering crew, they're going to handle only engineering, and you want to manage it that way. Apparently you can totally do that. There's lots of other things you can do, like in here. Check this out. Clicking on a crew room will instruct crew to the assigned to that room squad use the priorities, and you can change what the priorities are. So you can create different roles for different characters. Everybody's a red shirt right now, but I keep my red shirts safe. Yeah, you can do management, a much more detailed management on this game in terms of crew that I am not yet doing. I haven't needed to yet, but maybe if I went to a harder level of difficulty, I would have to be a lot more careful and paint things. Yeah, not a very elegant looking ship, right? But very functional. So next step, slice off the front of the ship, move it forward, add 2 more of these size of storage bays. Change the guns in here for the bigger guns, add way more power systems in here, and provide shields to protect it. Because I want to be able to protect better against single big powerful shots, and armor is great for defending against peppering stuff, but if you have a powerful weapon that can drill down into your ship, it's not going to help to just add tons and tons of more armor. You just make your ship slower. You get far enough away between power and systems and crew and systems that you can't properly service them because of adding thicker armor. Or you lose firing arc because you have your armor like extend out into tendrils way out in front of your ship like a fork, and that doesn't help anyway if you're facing an enemy and they are facing you and they just again drill down linearly into your ship. Shields enable you to intercept all of that weaponry for the big punches and just drain it away. So that's great, except they're susceptible to electrical damage, like from ion cannons and the like. So eventually, the front of the ship is going to have less armor, probably, more shields, and less gaps between the weapons, so that the whole front of this is basically an arsenal, and the shields that protect that arsenal. But that's going to be a long way down the road. More cargo. Heavy lasers, shields, and power. Not sure what I'm going to do back here. I might need more power in order to supply the engines. I don't need bigger engines yet as such. Although if I add in another section of cargo, I'm going to actually start to go slower. So there is that to consider too. Boy, I need a little bit of everything. This is where I'm going to call it. I'm babbling forever. This has been a lot of fun. I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to go on to some Plague Tale, Requiem, the second in the series. You can find the first one probably not on Twitch by the time you see this, because they've shortened the storage of their videos down to a week, but I have an associated YouTube channel. You can go find it there. This has been Codeweaver. Wow! This has been Codeweaver Plays Games, and I'll see you in the next stream.